Rooted in Rising family, welcome in, welcome in, um, welcome in. All right, let's take a deep breath. So wonderful, so wonderful. All right, doing a lot today. All right, multitasking. Let's ring the sound bowl. Let's ring the sound bowl. Clearing all those unwanted energies. All right, and then when you're doing this, energy is used. And you're tapping into energy. Oh, I love it. All right. Like I said, tapping into energy. Energy is used. And sometimes it's heavy. That's why sometimes I'm like, oh, that's enough. Sometimes it's heavy, especially when the energy is heavy. All right. And again, story time for some, and some, get it. But anyway, here I am. Happy Friday. Yes, I am at work on break. And I have cards already pulled. The other part of my desk looks a mess because I was just going to blog it. I wasn't going to do this. And then I was like, okay, let me just do this. So, because it's Friday and I just didn't feel like being pretty today. And I just, I just didn't want to really, do this on camera. But it just is what it is. Sometimes, Spirit is like, oh, just go on and do it, girl. Go on and do it. All right. So what we are expanding on today, what I was already digging further into today, was just piggybacking a little bit about yesterday. Okay. And yesterday, we went on about untapped potential and what divine partnership was looking like, for divine connections that were still unfolding, that, maybe have already come together, and whatever that looked like for the Rooted in Rising family, right? And then towards the latter portion of the message, some things were revealed, regarding the divine masculine, and maybe some things that needed to be dealt with there. All in all, the focus was on focus. Spirit was like, just focus on what you're working on. All right. You're going on to clear water with your divine connection, and connection is what you needed. And divine masculine should not isolate. All right. But focus and tap that energy into, something that could potentially have a benefit financially, and obviously a healing benefit, especially when you connect with others and your divine counterpart. All right. But also, there was a lot of battling, sure, in a previous connection, but a lot of battling regarding the divine feminine. All right. And so I was like, well, let's go into that a little further. I pulled a lot of cards, and I may not have been as clear, but, because energy, pulling a lot of cards and putting it all together, some readers will, or intuitive, intuitives, whatever you want to call them, will pull and just start whatever comes off the top of their head and going, and that may work for them. So no one's discrediting that. I'm not like that. I am very sensitive to feelings, emotions. So while I'm just going to be honest, while I may pick up on what things really are, I may not say the fullness of it. All right. I'm not going to share half truths. I'm going to tell you what it is. But some things shouldn't be said. All right. And so sometimes I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to give you this very, grounded truth. It's not going to be vague where you don't know what I'm talking about. But some things like, okay, all right, because I have a respect for privacy, emotions, and things like that, rooted in rising. I am not going to babble a whole bunch of things like I really could to get views. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. It is what it is. If this is not your style, it's not your style. And I'm totally okay with that. All right. Some things, it's like, okay, all right, I'm going to tell you, there's a betrayal, but I may not tell you the type of betrayal it is. All right. Although I may know, because betrayal is betrayal. So you can put two and two together. If it fits, it fits. That's just an example, right? Because sometimes, we just sensitive, all right, to other people's emotions. And what I'm saying is what someone else is feeling when you're saying it. All right. You're tapping onto something, that has an effect on people. That's what I'm saying. All right. So they can resonate with betrayal and know what you're talking about. But, digging on in there, like really juicy gossip, may really be digging in a wound for people. That's my point. Okay. Don't know how I got off on that. But anyway, divine feminine. There seems to be such an issue with the divine feminine and an issue with this connection that is either coming together, has come together. So it's either unfolding in the beginning stages, like that has begun to happen, or maybe has happened. But there seems to be a lot of external noise about it. All right. Mainly regarding the divine feminine. So I'm like, okay, what is the deal with this? What is people's problem with two grown people doing what two grown people do? All right. I just don't understand what the issue is with some people in minding other people's business. But hey, we're going to see what the real issue is and what the real static is and noise is about. All right. If it's just rooted in anything founded or just surface things. Okay. If it's something founded like sound advice that they believe one or the other is not taking, well, that's a lot different than assumptions. All right. Because if it's unfolding or maybe even new, these outside noises may not even really know divine feminine or divine masculine. They're just making assumptions. All right. I pulled already again because I was not going to come on camera. I was going to, I'm at work, so I was just going to do it and call it a day. All right. That being said, disclaimers. All right. Everything is not for everybody that, so what does not resonate. Only take what resonates with you. Don't force it to fit, as this is a collective reading. So obviously everything will not fit, or none of it may pertain to you. It may just be entertainment. All right. Or down the line, it may be something that clicks with you. Okay. Energies. This is tarot. All right. An oracle deck. So we talk about energies, not necessarily gender. All right. So masculine, feminine is an energy. And wherever you place yourself in your divine connection, in those energies is up to you. All right. I place mine, as me, divine feminine, female, and divine masculine, male. I will speak that way. It doesn't mean that I'm telling you that that's what it is for you. All right. Your pairing is your pairing. Your choice is your choice. All right. Okay. Now, got a lot going on over here that I got to bring over here. Right. I started with the tarot. I'll bring up the tarot over here, so I don't necessarily have so much room. Two of Wands. A lot of wand energy. Knight of Wands. King of Wands. A lot of passion. The High Priestess. Three of Wands, King of Swords, I believe. Yep, King of Swords. Two of Cups. And Five of Wands. Yes, you may notice, my turn is very different. All right, as in my movements, gait's very different. I don't have the full movement here. Yes. So if you've noticed it, you've noticed it. All right. That is a thing. You have noticed. You have used even High Priestess and intuition. Right? Okay. Anyway. So Two of Wands. The planning, the, looking ahead, looking forward to the future, looking for what lies ahead, not focusing on the here and now, not focusing even on the past. Two of Wands. Making those plans, all right? Wanting something different, thinking and, evaluating. How can I make this work? How can I move? What do I want? Let's put the plans together to make this happen. But very forward focused. All right, traditional tarot deck. Well, I can show you this deck because this deck is fine. Traditional tarot deck. This is the unfolding. I have an extra one unopened. Maybe I'll give it away to somebody. The unfolding path tarot. Pretty artwork on it. But anyway, the traditional deck, Two of Wands. That's why she's holding the world here, because they're looking out into the world and wanting to go. Two of Wands. He's standing and he's looking off into the distance because that's where he wants to go. He's like, okay, my goal is to get there. All right. Knight of Wands. One of one energy. All right. That's our fire. Remember our passion, whether we are talking about bedroom passion or motivation. All right. What moves us, what drives us. All right. This is some form of passionate drive. And I say passion because we get the King of Wands next. All right. Lots of passion here. Yeah. And it may be a drive to move forward into, because Two of Wands starts it. So this is looking ahead. So a combination. Looking at, let me just be clear. Since we're talking about the divine connection and what the issue is with the divine feminine for the most part and the divine masculine coming together, this is about a connection. All right, so I put that one first. King of Wands started to look ahead. All right, that means forward. That means something was behind. King of Wands said, forward, forward march, right? All right. And passionately moved forward. Not Pentacles were slower. No. King of Wands said, no, I got to go. All right. Towards you, divine feminine. It's very, very fiery for you, girl. Just saying. A lot of one energy. All right, High Priestess. All right, keeping everything inside. Intuition. Things aren't spoken out loud. It's on the inside. All right. Five of Wands. We get it again. Internal battles. External battles. Battles. Since we have the High Priestess first, it's likely the internal battle of the King of Wands. But we are talking about outside factors. Outside factors is causing this too. This battle. Inside. It's quiet. Inside. Not spoken out loud. So for some of you, again, King of Wands is still silent. But you got a lot of people who are not. And you got his insides who are not. Internally, he's not quiet. Externally, people just think they know everything, right? So they're not. So lightly talking about a bunch of noise that they know nothing about. Obviously, if it's inside. How could they know? Assumptions. All right. Assumptions. This card clarifies that. Misunderstood. All right, misunderstood. The real version never made it past the rumors. Now they're stuck defending what they never said. All right, King of Wands. All right, internal, inside, unspoken. All right. And what that really means is King of Wands is honorable. He's a king. You know, he's got passion, but he's controlled. All right. He can control himself. He's not a teenager. Doesn't know what to do. He's still know how to control himself. He can control himself. He kept it inside. It's unspoken. But yeah, he's got a lot of this going on inside, a lot of battles going on inside, but people who don't mind their business think they know something that they don't know. So, misunderstood. All right, misunderstood. Again, the real version never made it past the rumors. Now they're stuck defending what they never said. So what never went on is being defended because people don't know how to mind their business. But we already know, previous reads, you got a lot of jealousy. And jealousy, one is not going to mind their business, and jealousy is going to make up whatever they think they should make up. Okay? All right. King of Wands knows how to control his wand. I'm just saying. All right? There's passion and fire in all of this, but it's controlled. He can control himself. So therefore, misunderstood. All right. And we got a lot of people who don't mind their business, plus jealousy. All right. But all in all, Three of Wands, waiting in expectation for something. Something was put out there. All right. Something was put out there. And this Two of Wands energy. Two of Wands came first. Three of Wands is after all of this. Yeah, that was the forward movement, the plan to move forward. They put it out there. They did it with Three of Wands. So whatever they planned here in this Two of Wands, looking ahead, they did it. We already know what they did in the previous read. All right, King of Wands in the previous reading found out a truth about some form of deception or betrayal. All right. Moved with gusto. That's the Knight of Wands. Knights are about movements. You know, generally traditional tarot show them on a horse. A knight has a horse. They move. All right. With fire, with passion, with drive, motivation. No hesitation there. With confidence. All right. Whatever was put forth and looking forward, they did it. And now they're waiting expectation. King of Swords is shown. Let me put this misunderstood over here because you got all these, you still got all this stuff going on. All right, King of Swords, very rational, very clear, very decisive, and communicating is very clear, very cut, very logical, concise. Communication and thought. Because the Two of Cups is the last card. So they're clear about their connection with you. All right. This says they put something out there that would allow them to move forward in it. Hence the misunderstanding. And all of these external people who, with the High Priestess, internal energy, know nothing. They just think they do. Now he's misunderstood. She's misunderstood. He's stuck defending stuff that people just pulled out of their ass. All right. Unfortunately. Again, oh, these forgot. Oh, no, these clarified this. All right. Got to move this around. Don't have a lot of room here. Put that one up there so we know we, unfortunately, are done with this. I mean, done with this little stack here. And some other cards from some oracles kind of clarifying what this is about, what the issue is, what the problem is about this coming together, this connection, two grown people coming together, minding a business. All right. That they don't even, most people don't even know if it's true because that card is saying rumors. So they don't know it's true. They're just opening up their mouths about something they think they know, but aren't clear on. All right. Let me put this over here too. Uh-oh, drop that one. It means I get to cut it out and come back in. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it. Without so much. Oh yeah, it didn't fly too far under there. Sometimes it goes like way under their desk, and it's like, okay, I gotta crawl on the floor, hold up, to get this stupid card. Oh yeah, we got some cards for you, honey. So from this new deck, where did it go? What's the name of it? Let me swirl this around. From this new deck, Unspoken Truth. No, it's not. What is this one? Unspoken Truth is a different deck. Wow, maybe we need to go there. Oh, that'll be fun. Well, now we're going to do, since we said it, I'm going to pull from there. But anyway, this one is the Urban Truth Oracle deck, okay? And these colorful cards, that's where they're from. But I was just trying to gauge where that energy was mostly coming from. You know, was it just outside people, since a lot of Rooted and Rising is in leadership, you know, so you're visible. You know, outside people, you know, they don't really know, apparently from that card, don't know what's going on, just opening up their mouth. Yes, the incense is just wafting. Was it, we already know that spite energy, was it from the envy, the jealousy, which was the ex, or family? Where was it mostly concentrated? What is the big deal here? All right, but from that new colorful deck, move it around. You know, I have a lot to say. Just these 4 cards. I'm looking at time to make sure I stay on my time here. As in at work. And again, sometimes Spirit will just tell us what Spirit needs us to just do. They don't always say, it's that person, or what it is. So again, sometimes, I even said this, I think the other day, you know, sometimes you'll ask a question and Spirit is like, oh yeah, this stupid stuff is over here. It sure is. But let me show you this over here. This is where we should concentrate on. This, we'll handle this spiritually. You know, they keep messing with you, Divine Feminine. They'll find out the hard way, basically. All right, and we'll deal with that. Meanwhile, you concentrate on this. But anyways, this is more of a concentration. Both energies. You can be mad all you want to. All right. Mad all you want to. Respect your limits. Told you, this energy, Divine Feminine, because I'm mostly speaking to you, but about this perceived notion is big mad. What is his name? It's a Christian song. You know, like Christian songs that are like hip hop Christian. I think he's like a hip hop Christian artist. Oh, what was it, 5 or some years ago? I can't remember his song. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. But his like child in the beginning is saying, how mad? I'm big mad. This energy is big mad. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. You can look it up. All right, that's the first song. That ain't nobody mad but the devil. And let him be. So let this energy be mad. Respect your limits is what Spirit says. Your boundaries protect you. You're not meant to carry everything. Know where your line is. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Boundaries. Let this energy be big mad. You already saw where the divine connection would be headed and what they would build and grow together. It was best friend energy, all right? And it was in sync energy as well, all right? There was no push-pull. There was no manipulations and lies. There was no betrayal energy there, all right? You both had something that you need to heal from together because connections were needed. You're both heading towards wealth. And I may say something about that later. Now that I probably will blog, because I remember that reading, the bottom of the first card was fortune. All right. You also got a card about retirement a couple of readings or so back. And what that is saying, what you're doing when you're building wealth, what you're going to start to do has the potential to just allow your money to work for you. The retirement card will say basically, you know, you'll find that you pretty much that you won't have to work so hard. You won't have to labor. All right. That's making money work for you. All right. Your energy, you're not putting so much of your time and energy to making the money. The money is making itself. That's the potential. that this power couple energy that you two have, divine feminine, divine masculine, again, whatever your pairings are, whatever it looks like, that's what you are working towards in building. Because again, you're paired with somebody you can actually build with. All right. All right. I don't know why I went into that, but I did. Okay, but I did. All right, so you can see that that's where you're headed. So they're saying put the boundaries down. All this other stuff that's hearsay, that people are talking about, past energies, and the past energies, it's just that, past energies. All right, they may feel entitled to disturbing you, but they're not. Past is the past. What right do they have to say anything to you about anything you want to do? The past is the past. Boundaries. All right, and betrayal energy, to me, that's audacity to even think you should say anything to me or question my anything. See, people who, betrayal energy is like they're manipulators. People who manipulate and lie, they got audacity. All right, you want to excuse my French. They got the biggest balls in the goddamn world because they just don't care. All right, that's audacity. If you betrayed me to ask me what I'm doing with anybody, you're the biggest betrayer right there. But anyway, if things are separate, if energy has moved on, then boundaries. This past energy doesn't have a right to anything, to know anything, to question you, or to just be in your energy. They don't need to be a disturbance or a nuisance, just boundaries. That's all that card. That's all you can do with that. Boundaries. That was respect your limits. See how mad they are? Big mad. They don't even want me to hold the card up. Respect your limits. Boundaries. That's all they get from you. That's all you owe them is boundaries. Nothing else. All right? Divine masculine is not the only one that's been betrayed. No. But divine feminine, we mirror. Okay? And yes, I'm talking about myself now. I have been betrayed and I am laughing, but I'm serious. Okay? Audacity. That's audacity to ask. You betrayed me to ask me, question me on anything. And you have several seats and remain there. And if you don't, I will just put you there. Okay? Anyway, you can say less. This is another. You can say less. Silence gives you power. As you don't have to pay these nuisances is what they are. Any mind. Silence gives you power. Not every reaction is needed. Your calm speaks loud enough. You can say less. Looks like mostly divine masculine. Divine feminine probably can too, but for the most part. The inside energy from the high priestess and that previous tarot card, that's a double meaning too. They can also represent the feminine, divine feminine. All right, that's a feminine card. All right, and if she's high priestess, I mean, she's intuitive and she's keeping it to herself too. But you can say less. That's what the boundaries are for. The only thing you owe them, boundaries. Mind your business, because at this point, if separation has occurred, according to the last read, whatever those cards said, that's all you owe them. You owe them nothing but boundaries. And just letting them be a nuisance by themselves. All right, you don't owe them anything. You don't owe people who do you dirty anything. They like to flip things around and make it like it's you. And now they're the victim. And how dare you? Oh my God. I totally shitted over your life. And how dare you do one thing to me? Audacity, right? Anyway, caught in 4K. Evidence. This is piggybacking on yesterday. Someone's actions are exposed. Evidence speaks loud. Truth arrives instantly. Well, we already know divine masculine doesn't mean it doesn't fit with the feminine. Found out the truth about a betrayal. Receipts. All right. And this is reiterating that, and also reiterating that you boundaries, and you can say less. They already showed you who they were and are. They have no intention on being anything different. Not to you, especially. All right. You owe them nothing. You don't owe them any of your peace or time. Their actions, someone's actions are exposed. Evidence speaks loud, which is their actions. They already told you who they were. All right? They already showed you. No intention on being anything different. The shade is real. Subtle comments reveal hidden resentment. Small signals matter. Shade never lies. Again, big man throwing shade at you there, divine feminine or divine masculine, but mostly probably divine feminine. Again, this betrayal energy here, this audacity, got the nerve to throw shade. Who are you? And again, it's misunderstood. It's a shade about something they don't even know about. Whatever they got about you, whatever notion that betrayal energy and looks like outside energy feels about the divine feminine, it's unfounded. It's not true. It's just assumptions. And audacity here has a lot of assumptions and a lot of shades. I don't know how betrayal energy can have the nerve to say anything about anybody. Especially since it's not even fake, because they were caught in 4K, which meant receipts. All right. Truth was revealed. It was sword energy. One of the swords came out. Even the swords of today came in. And that was for clarifying something else. So there were receipts about your audacity. So audacity should have the mouth closed, really. All right. But this is a person who's shameless if they feel like they can talk and demand answers and act an ass. All right. Try to gaslight you. How dare you do something to me when I shit it all over you? Oh my God, I'm the victim. Totally tore up your life. Screwed you over. You tell me what this is now, damn it, even though I totally shit it over you. Okay. Anyway. Anyway. More cards to clarify. That was it from this deck. Again, I got to put it in move. I had it a certain way over there, but again, I have to move it so you can see it. I know I can work with it. That was it from that deck. All right, curiosity was, again, reinforcing that. Most of this was understood. So outside noise from people who are not connected to you, divine feminine or masculine, is mostly rumored. It's just, right, that boundaries, and as in you could say less, as in we don't even have to address the rumors. It's not even important enough to address. All right, your silence and how you lead and how you move forward, that will speak louder. You also give that along with boundaries to the other energy who feels entitled to know something that, you know, why. Betrayal energy is not entitled to nothing. All right. But anyway, I was clarifying some other things, but let's do this one first. All right, for the rest of the cards from this deck, curiosity. You know, trusted friend is how the divine counterpart sees divine feminine, divine masculine. Trusted friend, mostly divine masculine, seeing divine feminine. There's no mask here, just the rare kind of connection where someone can be 100% real. All right, so they don't see fakeness here. All right, that's the problem with Big Mad right there. That's the problem with everybody. You got to know true connection. I'm just adjusting that. I don't like that. True connection disturbs people to the core. All right, people can pick up on energies like, oh, that's actually real. It disturbs the hell out of people. All right, people get so upset, so jealous, so upset, even if they don't fully understand why it affects them the way it does. Pulling this out of the way. All right. Who the energy was mostly coming from about divine feminine, we already know. And all of these cards came out. Shady dealings. There's money, influence, or power changing hands in a way that isn't meant to be traced. Likely has to do with whatever was found out in betrayal energy. This is me moving these entities over here. All right. That energy is doing the most of the talking, which we can assume is the ex, because that came out. It came out as well, so we already know. All right, this is no new news. So mad, big mad over here. Audacity. All right, and that's, you know what the funny thing is about it, divine feminine. Audacity is what they think about you. You've done nothing but mind your business. Again, because all they've done is make assumptions. All right. But audacity, she thinks you have the audacity. All right. But you can't be this and have some audacity. Audacity. All right, this connection comes with a price tag. It's calculated, strategic, and dripping in dollar signs. Even if gold digger doesn't apply, the previous connection was still calculated, strategic. Nothing to do with actual love. Shady dealings has a lot to say. But shady dealings has audacity, even though they think you have the audacity. Because of what they've assumed. And they've caused a lot of disruption where they didn't have to cause. So all they did was put their foots in their own mouths, stab them up their own selves in the back. All they did was make the situation work. So if they ever really wanted to stay with divine masculine, all these assumptions just confirm these things. Shady dealings, strategic energy. Pisses her off because even she can see this. She sees it because you keep getting every reading you get spy, so she's watching you. And she can see that you two do match. And that you're also genuine. All right, fantasy world from this deck, same deck. Head in the clouds, heart chasing, fairy tales. The truth is getting lost in all the sparkle. You can best bet. This is what the past energy is saying about divine masculine. Your head is in the clouds. What are you doing? This isn't real. Right there in its ear. Where's my ear? Ear. About the trusted friend over here. And assumptions. All right. Basically, divine masculine is in a fantasy world. And you've, again, shady dealings ain't gonna think, they're not gonna call themselves wrong. You tore down the whole connection because of a fantasy. No, because of you. But they think you have the audacity because they've assumed incorrectly. But they do notice that you're a trusted friend, and that pisses them off. All right. All right. News to the divine masculine all day long. Your head is in the clouds. That's what this energy is telling you. Divine feminine. That's what's going on. Situationship also came out. I clarified it because I'm like, okay, which connection are we talking about? It's because I was wanting to know the issue with if this is about what people are saying towards the divine pairing or what was left. All right, situationship. It's a situationship, not a relationship. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's drama-free. You know, it was clarified with sexuality. Someone is still figuring themselves out. And then date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. All right. This comes across as divine masculine, realizing what this is. Not even was and is. All right. Then this deck also gave us wedding day, dirty laundry. Yeah, and it was clarified by some tarot cards. And after that, we'll be done with this particular deck. And we'll be just about done here. Anyway. Dirty laundry. They thought they buried it deep, but old messages have a way of resurfacing, and this one's messy enough to leave a stain. That's still past energy. All right. That's the Page of Swords, that clarity, that truth that was found out and then moved on. That's that looking ahead energy. You know, that clarity, that truth. Something was exposed that caused movement by the divine masculine. It's dirty laundry. All right. So something resurfaced or a truth came out regarding calculated energy. Situationship. Shady dealings. All right, that's what caused that movement. And all of this misunderstanding towards the divine feminine, mostly from someone who has the audacity, but thinks it's you that have the audacity, because people who do stuff like this don't ever think that they're wrong. Again, this card says the shade is real. So a lot of shade is being thrown out of jealousy, panic, desperation, and out of the fact that she really does know the truth. All right. He lives in a fantasy world. To her is what she's saying. Your head are in the clouds over this connection, blah, blah. And the thing is, it doesn't matter, divine feminine, divine masculine, if it works out. All right. It will not change shady dealings. Betrayal energy, betrayal energy. So I don't know what this energy thinks it changes, whether this works out or not. Divine masculine's head can be in the clouds all day long. How does that change this? It doesn't. How does this have the audacity to throw shade at anyone? How do they think you have the audacity? Over something they've misunderstood. Over somebody literally probably minding their business. Because mature people know how to do that. King of Wands is very passionate towards his divine feminine. But he knows how to control his wand. Anyway. Whatever. I can't. I'm trying to be serious. Wedding day. There's a wedding going down from me to we, from uncertain to official. Everything feels so much defined now. And that's, I did clarify it. Page of Swords came out about the truth, about what things were, even though, you know, we know about this other truth that was discovered. Queen of Cups energy is what it is about. The Fool's journey. This is, again, taking the leap of faith. You've done this before, and now you're jumping into doing it again, taking the leap of faith. But you're doing it with gusto, with joy, with childlike energy, excitement, because you know you have the Queen of Cups. Someone who feels very deeply, very intuitive, very loving, very kind. You know, all of those things. All right. So it's about, once again, this, you know, not necessarily wedding day, because we can't take oracle decks like literally, but being clear in kind of official and committed. No longer in high priestess energy, internal or uncertain. Okay. Things are clearing up there. All right. I'm putting these decks back together real quick. And then we'll look at this other deck here that's really cute. I really like it. Just kind of separating. So just grab them all and put them all back where they go. Again, because I hadn't planned on doing this. Here. I'm laughing at the one I'm going to put on to next. All right, what's Gossip Oracle deck plus the cute one, all the little cute cards. They all look like this. Cute little rainbow cards. They're so cute. Now, what did I do with the box to it? Oh, it's in my face. Beyond the Fog and Shade Oracle cards. That's what these were. These cute little cards. They are so cute. Anyway. All right, what's gossip? First card that came out was Money Moves. All right, smart decisions, strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. But in this case, I don't think it's that. Like with Oracle cards, sometimes it's just the top portion. Money moves or portions of it where Spirit is pointing out, this is what I'm talking about. But bank account, deposit, and it puts this money, much money in it. You got to remember that there was betrayal, shady dealings with money did come up here. We're working with betrayal energy, and we're working with strategic energy, is what we'll call that. All right, but look. All right, so yeah, I did have to come in and out because my pad failed. But again, when you're dealing with energies that don't appreciate what you're revealing, because again, when you're asking questions, you're tapping into energies to get the answers, right? So this energy is big mad. That's their problem. Not mine. Anyway, so remember we were dealing with shady dealings, which was money, influence, or power changing hands in a way that isn't meant to be traced. Remember that over here there are, this is why I said let you figure out what it is instead of saying it. But remember from this here deck, we got caught in 4K. That someone's actions are exposed, evidence speaks loud, truth arrives instantly, so receipts. Money moves. In this case, we're not talking about, you know, investments. Our questions is about all this energy in this hatred. Hatred is what it is. Envious, jealousy, hatred, resentment towards this pairing here. And mostly towards the divine feminine. Money moves. So shady dealings was moving money. All right. But again, you have the audacity, divine feminine. You don't. All right. So as in Revelation, caught in 4K, movement was put in scene. Then from this deck, situationship resurfaced. Because when I was pulling money moves, since it's can be about smart decisions and strategic investments, and rooted in rising, I know you're headed that way. I wanted to clarify, well, what energy are we coming from? And it was situationship. So that's how I knew it had to do with shady dealings. All right. Also, as a result of these money moves, became breadcrumbing. So that's very limited communication. I'll deal with you when and if I have to, which is great because boundaries, Spirit is made clear, is what you should do, and saying less. All right. Again, what's fueling this big mad energy? Breadcrumbing. All right. No more access to money moves. All right. But again, it caused a big break. I wanted to know about this big break, which we understand what it is, but I'm just, I just clarified. Cute little cards over here. All right. No turning back. So this is burnt bridges. That's what it caused. Again, all this hatred towards the divine feminine who is mature and minding their business. Also, maturity understands boundaries. Just like the King of Wands can control his wand. The Queen of Wands, highly attractive, confident, charismatic, of course. You know, she's not going to just fall for anything or anybody, but she's confident. She knows she doesn't need to lower herself. All right. And doing things not in the proper way or timing would be. And she's Empress too, so she's not going to do that. All right. All right. Big mad. No turning back. Again, they're mad at you for their own actions because there's no turning back. Divine masculine is done. Bridges are burned. All right. Trusted signals. The universe knows your path. Wrong route. No entry. Yeah. Big mad. Done. But there are still these hazy illusions from this past energy. Because in their minds, we're not done. Hence all of the talk and whisper in his ear about fantasy. And probably how frankly stupid he is about you. Audacity, right? Again. Shady dealings. Always has audacity. People who can do stuff like this never think they're wrong. No accountability. But they're good at gaslighting and making you think you're wrong. Until they, meet someone who sees through the fog. Anyway, last portion here. And then I'll go on back to work. And keep this one. All right. Okay, so last little deck here. No, it's actually 2 decks combined, but this one is from the Oh Hell No deck and the Your Feelings Are Valid. It just does emotions. So I wanted to get emotions of the person this is coming from this deck. All right, he's not emotionally unavailable because, again, was pinpointing what this was about, where this energy was coming from, what this was about, towards the divine feminine mostly, right? And where it was coming from. And pull from this deck. He's not emotionally unavailable. He's just not into you like that. I know. Ouch. But the quicker you stop romanticizing his ghosting as mystery, the faster you'll attract someone who actually shows up for you emotionally and on time. All right. Just sit tight. You can't heal together if one of you is the reason the other needs healing. It's not romantic, it's toxic. Trauma bonding isn't a soulmate connection. It's a cycle. Break it before it breaks you. If their ex is still in the group chat, so are your chances of peace. You're dating them, not their past. Yet here you are, watching reruns with the whole ex cast. Get out before it turns into another sequel. Again, not every portion of the Oracle decks will apply. Some of it may. And then I wanted to know, again, whose energy is this? Is this the energy towards the divine feminine? Is this what they're saying? Whose energy is it? is it the divine feminine's energy, divine masculine's energy? So I clarified with the emotions deck, what the emotions behind these 3 cards. He's not emotionally unavailable. He's just not into you like that. And you can't heal together if one of you is the reason the other needs healing. If their ex is still in the group chat, so are your chances of peace. You're dating them, not their past, yet here you are watching reruns. So the emotions behind these 3 cards is at peace. And wishes fulfilled. All right. All right. Again, which is the reason for the animosity, mostly towards the divine feminine. Wishes fulfilled, at peace. All right. This is not towards the divine feminine. This is towards the audacity over here. All right. He's not emotionally unavailable. He's just not into you like that. In other words, he's moved on. Why haven't you? You can't heal together if one of you is the reason the other needs healing. Again, people with manipulative energy don't see themselves as the problem. It's you, right? This is calculative energy. They're not the problem, but they are, right? So one of you is the reason why. So we can't heal together. You're the reason I need to be healed, right? If their ex is still in the group chat, so are your chances of peace. So, that's who's stirring up drama. All right, because ultimately about you, divine feminine, this is what they feel. Wishes fulfilled and at peace. But see, even on my desk is staring at me. The shade is real. Is big mad about that. Because they see that you are a trusted friend. That's the energy you give. You're Queen of Cups. That's what Queen of Cups is. So, misunderstood is outside noise from people who talk and see that you're visible and don't know you. They just made assumptions. They either don't know divine feminine or masculine, or they may not know either very well. They just observed and made assumptions. So both or either is stuck defending something that ain't real, but Spirit says you can just be quiet to that noise. You can say less. It's not needed. In other words, we'll handle that. You lead, you focus on the things I told you to focus on yesterday with that lesson plan. We'll take care of that. All right. And once again, mostly just boundaries. That's all you owe. This and this. Nothing else. Empress is an empress, right? Divine feminine. Empress does not come off her throne. She doesn't engage in actions that will take her off her throne. She's discerning and mature. And she knows about timing. King of Wands is still a king. He's passionate, he's charismatic, confident, goes towards what he wants, but still strategic. And knows how to control his wand because he's not a teenager, right? So, again, misunderstood. They took care of themselves. All right? Divine feminine. That's the reason. Most of the shade is from the past. And it doesn't mean you, divine feminine, don't got some of your own. As the connection unfolds and you come together, you never know. As both masculine and feminine, had some things revealed again about past energies wanting to resurface. So just because one, may not be acting an ass like this one, it doesn't mean that they won't. But all in all, boundaries is what Spirit is saying. and say less. All right? You owe no one who treated you as less. All right? No one who came in and wrecked your lives on a lie. Nothing. All right? Think of that. They betrayed you. You didn't betray them. So who are they to question you? It's audacity. And especially if things have separated, well, then you really owe no explanation. And they have no rights to make you feel like you're in fantasy world, even if you are over anything. Bobby Brown said that's my prerogative. Because it is. You have to live your own life, and it's your prerogative. You'll be whatever fantasy world you want to be. It does not change the receipts from dirty laundry. It does not change the shady dealings from audacity and calculation. All right? You be in whatever fantasy world you want to be in, but you're not in the fantasy. And it's just like fantasy when love comes over me. Oh, baby, I got a dependency. Mariah Carey. The taste of your honey. You know, sugar never really was so sweet. Oh, but she said, but I, what? Need your love right now, baby. Be whatever fantasy you want to be in, because Mariah's fantasy was pretty good, right? That's what she mad about. All right. Okay, I'll end it. Go take myself back to work. Did I piss somebody off? Lots of people off? Probably so. Oh, I don't care. Because audacity. Even though they think it's you. All right. Okay, so let's end it. Let's end it. Remember, though, stay focused. You got a lot of good things that you're going to build in these connections, and you're meant to build them together. You're also meant to heal together. Don't let the outside noise distort what you internally know. That is also High Priestess energy, where you intuitively, internally know what is real, what is not real, what you want, and what you need to do. Stand your ground in what you want. You are literally the only one that, is living your life. All right. Audacities of all kinds have no right to question you about any decision that you make. So you don't let people make you feel bad about what you choose and who you choose. Okay? That's your prerogative. And none of their business. All right? So you stand your ground on that and put people in their place, and then you say less. Put people in their place as the boundaries, and then you say less. I've established the boundary, and then I said what I said. Okay? Simple as that. Okay, stay rooted, stay rising, and aligned with all the divine gifts ahead.